I love this look. It's really, really pretty. Rose gold, winged liner, and white liner in the waterline to keep them looking super fresh. It's not that hard. I'm going to show you how. So first of all, as always, I'm going to prime the eye. I'm going to pop a little bit of concealer down, and then I'm going to buff it out with a large blending brush. This gets rid of any lines, any veins, any redness of the eyelid, and also gives us a nice sheer base to glide powders on top of, which makes our life much easier. I'm then going to go in with the Revolution Nudes palette, and I'm using this kind of pinky colour. It's a kind of taupe pinky colour, and I'm going to run that along the socket line and also a little bit higher to create the illusion of giving a deeper socket line. It's going to act as a transitioning colour, and I'm just using round circular motions, buffing it in, getting rid of any lines that you can see to make it look super blended. I always do this with eyes closed and also carefully with eyes open so that you can see exactly the shape it's making with eyes open. I'm using now this more kind of taupe colour, and I'm popping that in the outside corner. I'm going to build it up, so I'm just taking up more and more product as I go, and I'm using round circles in the direction that I want to flick the product. Remember that powder is movable, so once you put it down, it's not going to do it by itself. You have to actually move it around to where you want it to sit. I'm building this up the whole way across the socket line, and I'm doing this with eyes open. I have a hooded lid, so what I do is I keep the eye open. Be super careful when you're doing your eye makeup. You want to be able to see what it looks like with eyes open as well as closed. I'm then going into this kind of pinky shimmery colour on the Morphe palette on a pressed concealer brush, and I'm just going to pat it across the eyelid. I'm then going to spin my brush around so it's the clean side of the brush, and I'm just going to drag that product across and start blending just to make sure it's not too harsh. With any shimmer product, you can build it up as much as you want. You can pack it on and layer it on to make it really, really shine. I'm then going to go on top with a goldy colour. This is going to give it more of a rose gold effect rather than a pink effect. I also like doing this in the centre of the eye because it really catches the light. Then just using a small round top brush just to buff it out, make sure that it is nice and blended on the upper side of that line. And then taking MAC Carbon and running that along the lash line. Be super careful when doing this. If you need to stop or pause the video, absolutely do so. And I'm just using that sharp brush to make sure it goes right in the lash line to strengthen the lash line, make the lashes look fuller, thicker and longer. And I'm using the angle of the brush just to drag that line out a little bit further to give me a wing as well. I'm going to go the whole way along, all the way to the inside corner. As you get closer to the nose, that space gets smaller on that lash line. So you just have to really, really use the angle of the brush. Make sure you use a super, super sharp brush. I do this section with the eyes open, but again, be super careful. And I also just stencil that wing in with the eye open. I have hooded lids. It's super important that I do that with eyes open. I'm then going in with a Maybelline gel, and I'm using the little brush that you actually get with it in the box. And I'm just going to run this gel over the top of the powder. It's going to give a really defined look, and it's super easy. Gel, liquids, pens can always be a little bit scary, but once you've got your powder down, you've got a stencil to go on top of. I'm going to run this pencil along my hand, make sure it's not sharp. This is the NYX white eyeliner, and I'm going to very carefully run that along the waterline by pulling the cheek down to expose the waterline and being very careful of the eye. My eyes are watering. Just running that along the waterline. It gives a fresh appearance and makes me look awake and healthy. I'm going to run the black along the lower lash line just to give a really, really good contrast to the white to the black. It makes the whites of the eyes look bigger. It makes the eyes look wider, fresher, more awake. Make sure that you just connect that little bit there underneath the wing as well in the outer corner. After cleaning up under the eye with a cotton bud and some micellar water, I'm going to pop some fluffy lashes on. I'm then going to go back into that rose gold colour, and I'm going to very carefully pop that underneath the lower eyeliner. I'm popping it underneath the lashes, and again I'm going all the way along, so I'm going all the way from the inner corner right the way out to that wing and slightly underneath the wing as well. I'm going to just blend that and make sure it's nice and kind of smoky looking, and what that does is it drags it down a little bit further. It makes the eyes look wider and rounder and bigger. I'm going to very carefully pop on a little bit of mascara onto the lower lashes so that the eyes don't look top heavy now that I've got these big fluffy lashes on top. And then I'm going to do my base. For the base makeup of this, I used the Mary Phillips technique. It's called an underpainting technique. Look it up and try it. It is an amazing technique. I really, really enjoyed it. And that is the look complete, the rose gold look. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a go.